Breaking news just into our newsroom. An arrest made in connection to the Paris attacks. German media reports a 51-year-old was arrested last week after guns, explosives, and hand grenades were found in his car. He's since been reportedly linked to the attacks that left more than 150 people dead. Investigators are staying tight-lipped about the connection. And take a look at the newspaper covers coming out of France this morning. Bold letters reading Carnage à Paris, meaning carnage in Paris. And check out this video of police storming a concert hall where gunmen held hundreds hostage. It was part of a string of terror attacks in the city, including a shooting outside a restaurant and explosions at the French National Stadium. And this is new video of people running from those explosions outside of that stadium. Right now, U.S. officials say 70 American citizens who are in France are still unaccounted for. However, there haven't been any reports released regarding Americans being killed. Intelligence officials were not aware of any threats before a series of attacks happening in France. And back at home, thousands are likely waiting to hear from their families abroad, including a father here in Jupiter. News Channel 5's Andrew Ruiz is live with his story and the efforts to get in touch with his family.
Katie, from the streets of Paris to right here in West Palm Beach, minutes may feel like hours and hours may feel like days when you're waiting for your family members to get back in touch with you to let them know that you're safe. And we have several people here along the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast waiting for family members. We spoke to one of them last night. He lives in Jupiter. His name is Jacques Brion, and he hasn't heard from his son, Brion, and his wife, who live here for 31 years, say their son and daughter are still back in Paris. They remain worried for their safety. Brion serves as a French consulate counselor and says he heard from his daughter last night, but has yet to hear from his son. Those attacks happened close to his daughter's home, but today he says that he continues to wait for that phone call or that Facebook message, learning to hear back from his son.
I text him, I sent him an email, I left a message on his phone.
Now, for many that are still waiting to hear back from other loved ones, there is this special app that Facebook has now created. It's kind of like a status check, and it goes ahead and lets you know that if there's anyone that is affected, that is in a catastrophic area, it could be a hurricane, tsunami, or in this case, a terrorist attack, they can check in. So it might be one way to find out whether they're doing okay. We are live this morning. Andrew Ruiz, WPTV News Channel 5.
Andrew, thank you. And we're checking with local colleges that may have students abroad. Staff at Florida Atlantic University tells the school's 5 students studying abroad right now in Paris are safe. Lynn University right now has no teachers or students in Paris.
Let's take a quick second and take a look at your forecast for this weekend. Here are your weather headlines. We have rain on radar right now. We also have a stalled front right over South Florida. That's going to lead to some normal temperatures. We'll return to average, and it'll also drop our humidity, too. The wind will also pick up through the day, and that means deteriorating beach and boating conditions through the weekend. Here's a look at the radar. You can see that most of the rain is down here across Palm Beach County. We have had some isolated showers this morning across Palm Beach County. This is also where the stalled front is. The front is just kind of hanging out right here. And that's where all the cloud cover, all the moisture, all the rainfall is. Notice up here along the Indian River going into Okeechobee County. Clear skies. You don't have any rain. You don't have any cloud cover going on. The rain right now that we've been dealing with for really the past couple of hours is right between Hopestown going to Jupiter. And it was heavy, but now it's beginning to fall apart, and it's just really light stuff, light consistent rain at the moment. And that's what we'll see for probably another 30 minutes in that area, and then all taper off. And then we're just looking at isolated showers through the morning. And here's a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. Make sure sun and clouds once that sun comes up, and temperatures warming up. But hey, take a look at this. Instead of the upper 80s like we have been dealing with the past couple of weeks, we'll be in the lower 80s, right around average. 82 degrees today, 81 degrees tomorrow. Morning lows will be in the 60s along the Treasure Coast, 70s along the Palm Beaches, and that humidity will feel quite nice. Back to you.
Well, we're still waiting to learn more about the allegations surrounding Pahokee High School football coach Alfonso Smith. Smith is no longer allowed on campus and did not coach the team during last night's playoff game. On Thursday, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office said it was investigating allegations of inappropriate conduct concerning Coach Smith. Also developing, charges have been dropped against a registered sex offender who was the focus of a search in Martin County. John Janaskis had a court order from Pennsylvania to attend a treatment center in Jensen Beach. When he wasn't accounted for last week, the search began. Yesterday, Martin County Sheriff William Snyder said that the facility refused to accept Janaskis, and he wasn't in the area long enough to require that he report his whereabouts to law enforcement. Janaskis was transferred to a facility in Delray Beach. An effort to stop prayers before public meetings is over in Lake Worth. According to our news partners at the Palm Beach Post, city commissioners changed a policy that allowed members of the public to say a prayer before city meetings. The debate began last December when an atheist gave an invocation that ended with him saying, quote, "And so we prayed, so what?" End quote. The policy originally allowed members of the public to give the invocation. The new policy has commissioners doing it on a rotating basis. To read more about this story, go to mypalmbeachpost.com/WPTV. A school district under fire for not having enough minority teachers is firing back. The ACLU filed a federal complaint this week claiming the Indian River County School District wasn't doing enough to recruit minority teachers. Yesterday, school board members fought back. They claimed the district visits 3 of Florida's historically black colleges every year to recruit minority teachers. The U.S. Department of Education has received the complaint but has not commented on it. And the political world is focused on Orlando this weekend. All the big names in the GOP presidential race taking part in the Sunshine Summit, which continues today. 2 Republican presidential frontrunners spoke yesterday before a gathering of Florida Republicans. Donald Trump spent much of his time reiterating his commitment to tightening immigration laws. Meanwhile, Dr. Ben Carson spoke to the media about the terror attacks in Paris.
And we must redouble our efforts and our resolve to resist them, and not only to contain them, but to eliminate that kind of hatred in the world.
The Democratic candidates will take the stage for a debate tonight in Iowa. National security, a topic that will likely be brought up. Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, and Martin O'Malley will face off. A poll released yesterday gives Hillary Clinton a commanding lead over her rivals. It's 5:07, and when we come back, covered in color powder, sprinting towards the finish line. Color runs are all fun and games until the powder turns into flames. And we're staying up to the date with threats in Paris. What intelligence officials are saying about our safety right here in the United States.
A very, very weak cold front is moving through the viewing area right now. What that means for your weather at 5:18.
Elizabeth Banks. I'm hosting SNL this week with musical guest Disclosure.
And I'm Keenan Thompson, and I'll be supporting you in any way possible.
Let's start with Trust Falls.
No, wait, listen.
SNL's all new this week on NBC.
When news breaks in the middle of the night, we get on this.
When it comes to digital media, you hear about it the minute it happens.
Our conversation with you doesn't stop when we're in the commercial breaks.
Wake up with Today on 5, weekdays on WPTV News Channel 5.
This fall, not all blockbusters are movies. Get 0% financing for 75 months on most 2015 Cherokee models at the Jeep Black Friday Blockbuster Sales Event. It's the must-see event of the year. Now get 0% financing for 75 months or $3,500 total cash allowance on the 2015 Jeep Cherokee Latitude.
Hi, I'm Chris Anders, owner of Palm Beach Boat Club, and I've been boating in South Florida for over 30 years. The best times have always been on the water with my family. These days, it's even easier to own the boating lifestyle without the hassles. Pick out the boat you want, choose a time, and the boat will be ready and waiting. Palm Beach Boat Club is the largest boat club in the U.S. with a fleet of over 70 boats, and we now do stand-up paddleboard sales and rentals. Stop by or go online today.
City Furniture just made it easier to create a beautiful home with new delivery options. Introducing free shipping. Whether you shop in the showroom or at cityfurniture.com, discover the home furnishings you've always dreamed of and get it shipped absolutely free. Free shipping. Available now at City Furniture.
Performance. No matter where, no matter what. We only make one thing. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit your South Florida BMW centers today for exceptional offers.
Breaking news at 5:10. We're keeping tabs on everybody from South Florida stuck in France after the multiple coordinated terror attacks. Real estate agent Devin Cobb from West Palm Beach was on vacation in Paris when he saw flashing lights and heard sirens everywhere. He's been sheltering in place at his Airbnb for hours, but he's heading to the airport in hopes of getting home.
And, get to the airport. And once I get to the airport, hopefully it'll be all good there. I'm going to allow some extra time because I'm sure security is going to be pretty tight.
If all goes as planned, Devin's flight back to Palm Beach International Airport lands around 11 o'clock tonight. And right now, France has closed its borders. The country's president saying last night it's a way to ensure no one can enter and commit another attack. Meanwhile, President Barack Obama was quick to react, saying France is our oldest ally and that the U.S. is prepared to provide any assistance needed.
Once again, we've seen an outrageous attempt to terrorize innocent civilians. This is an attack not just on Paris. It's an attack not just on the people of France, but this is an attack on all of humanity and the universal values that we share.
U.S. intelligence telling us there's no threat to the United States as of right now. The Department of Homeland Security is monitoring the situation in Paris. We spoke to a local terrorism expert about why he thinks the attack needs to be a wake-up call for the United States. Marvin Badler was paid for years to think like a terrorist. He's sad, but he says he's not shocked by what's happening in Paris.
They are well planned, well organized, and they want to put terror into people. Terror is not only destroying something, but terror is a mindset.
Badler is the former security director for El Al Airlines in the United States. While we don't know for sure who exactly is responsible for the Paris attacks, Badler says they were clearly organized. And trending right now on Twitter, hashtag Porte Ouvert. It means open door in French. Countless Parisian residents posted a message using that hashtag last night, along with their address, to alert people of a safe place to hide. This was a huge help for Americans who just didn't know where to go during that scary situation. So it's a great example of social media playing a huge part in helping people throughout this crisis in Paris. Later this morning, Savannah Guthrie and Matt Lauer will anchor a special edition of the Today Show in response to these attacks in France. You may have seen these before, color runs. They've become a popular way to get outside, be active, and get covered in colors. Maybe taking part in one today at Sun Life Stadium. But there are concerns the powder being used could be dangerous. News Channel 5's Mike Trim is taking a deeper look at how it could hurt you.
What could be wrong with this? Dozens of people coming together with their friends, running and laughing, covered in powder. But experts say the vibrant colors that fill the sky at some color runs and events can have vicious consequences. This is what happened when a plume of powder turned into a giant fireball. Some 500 people injured, at least a dozen killed when the colored powder burst into flames at a water park in Taiwan in June. So could this happen at a color run?
100%.
Stephen McInerney is the chief of the Naples Fire Department.
You're putting yourself in extreme danger, a possibility of being burned.
And he says he's done the test to prove it. Watch this.
I think it's worse than even we could have imagined.
The chief says colored powder can be extremely flammable when it's airborne, like in some color run races. Many color runs say their powder is made mostly of cornstarch or baking soda, non-toxic and safe. But a sample taken from October's Color Blast 5K in Sarasota proved otherwise.
Solvents typically are highly volatile, very volatile, and they have low flash point.
Dr. Ji Sin Chung is a professor at Middle Tennessee State University, and he looked at the samples. He says the jagged shavings around some of the particles could damage your lungs. He even found some chemicals similar to rat poison. The organizer of the Color Blast 5K event said he bought his powder online from a company in India. He defended it, saying his research shows his powder is the industry standard. No testing has been done on how much exposure to these powders can be harmful.
I'm surprised that they're letting people do it.
That could be my kid's face right in front of that fire, so not good.
Runners who saw these results say more needs to be done before they march through these colors again. Mike Trim, WPTV News Channel 5.
Moving on now, and alarming new numbers show a rise in autism. A new government survey released this week suggests the disorder is far more common than we previously thought, affecting 1 in 45 children. That's nearly double what the survey found just 2 years ago. Also, Kia is recalling more than 250,000 compact SUVs in the U.S. because the steering could fail. The recall covers certain Soul SUVs from the 2014 through 2016 model years. According to documents filed with the government, an adhesive that holds steering gear parts together may not be strong enough. The parts can separate and can cause loss of steering, increasing the risk of a crash. The recall is expected to start in late December. And breaking news out of Paris right now, the French President Francois Hollande has just confirmed minutes ago the death toll right now is 127 people. He also says ISIS organized the attacks and they will not go unpunished. Hollande has declared a 3-day national mourning period and put the nation on its highest security level. Moving on now, a local activist is accused of trying to shake down the Palm Beach County School District. According to the Sun Sentinel, prosecutors say Clarence Freeman told former Superintendent Wayne Gent that he'd make various sexual affairs public if he didn't receive a certain amount of money. Other local school leaders claim they've also been a victim of extortion threats. Freeman faces up to 30 years in prison. Palm Beach County's oldest and largest botanical garden will be opening the largest exhibition in its 30-year history today. It's called Nature Connects, featuring art with Lego bricks. This sounds really cool. This will feature 15 supersized structures and 13 different displays made out of nearly 500,000 Legos. Among the garden-themed items on display will be a bird bath with a squirrel, bonsai tree, girl with watering can, and many more on display. This dazzling, family-friendly exhibition has been a smash hit in every city which it has been presented. So go and check it out. It's only in our area until mid-February. Also happening today, the second annual Lagoon Fest. This free, family-friendly festival is happening today from 9 a.m. until 1 next to the West Palm Beach Green Market on Flagler Drive. Lagoon Fest will showcase the importance of the Lake Worth Lagoon through fun and engaging displays and activities. The Lake Worth Lagoon is the county's largest estuary and is home to a variety of animals, including fish, birds, manatees, and sea turtles.
Good morning, everyone. There is a weak front right atop South Florida, and it's sitting right here, right along Palm Beach County. And where that front is located, where you're going to see more clouds, you're going to see more showers. And that's where we have mostly cloud cover and shower activity going on this morning. Isolated showers right here around Jupiter, Tequesta, Hope Sound. But this activity is quickly beginning to taper off, and within the next 20 minutes, you will be dry. But the clouds will remain across Palm Beach County. Up there along the Treasure Coast, you'll actually see some sunshine once that sun comes up. Just a few peaks of sunshine down here across Palm Beach County, though. So here's the hour-by-hour forecast. Mixtures of sun and clouds throughout the entire viewing area. Overall, a nice average there. And temperatures will be in the low 70s by 6, 7 o'clock this morning, and then they'll slowly but surely creep up about 78 degrees once we get to 9 o'clock this morning. And here's a look at Vipercast. All the rainfall this morning, which will be very isolated stuff, will be confined to Palm Beach County. Treasure Coast looks fine, and that front that we're dealing with right now will linger around Palm Beach County throughout the afternoon, so that's where the rain will continue to be confined to. But then it pushes down to the south, and we're good. Some drier air starts to filter in. You'll feel the lower humidity later on today, tonight, definitely tomorrow. tomorrow, and we'll also see our rain chances start to diminish just a little bit. Boaters, right now, seas are right at 2.5 to 3 feet. Not bad. Go out there right now if you want to, because the wind will be picking up throughout the day. And by 3:30 this afternoon, we're looking at wind gusts in excess of 25 miles per hour. Could get as high as about 30 miles per hour. And that'll cause our seas to build and beach and boating conditions to deteriorate through today and through the weekend too. Sunday, Monday doesn't look good at all. So seas building, seas about 5 to 7 feet later on today. Winds getting up to 25 knots. And again, it will get worse as we head through the weekend and definitely on Monday. Monday will probably be the worst day out of the next 3. Beach forecast, that rip current threat is there because of this onshore wind, and it'll just, those rip currents will get stronger, and that rip current threat will get higher in the days to come too. So your forecast is summary, turning windy for you today, sustained wind of about 20 miles per hour, gusts as high as 30. Temperatures right where they should be this time of year at 82 degrees, lower humidity, more sunshine along the Treasure Coast, more clouds down here across Palm Beach County. And then tonight will be mostly cloudy. That lower humidity will be felt, and temperatures will be in the 60s and the 70s. Lower humidity for tomorrow too, and basically tomorrow is a carbon copy of today, so you can cut and paste the same forecast. Then on Monday, our rain percentages increase, and we see a big influx in tropical moisture come Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. So those temperatures will rise back up, well above average, near 90 degrees come Wednesday, and we'll see isolated rain on the radar. Back to you.
Tyler, thank you. It's 5:21, and after the break, running low on food, we've got a creamy recipe full of protein, sure to fill you up and tingle your taste buds. It's next with Howard and the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. And you're getting a live look at Paris, France, where the president just revealed that ISIS is responsible for last night's attacks. We'll have more updates when we return.
So here's the deal. Every mechanic knows cars, but a Mopar mechanic knows your car. We know everything there is to know because our training, our tools, our parts, and your vehicle all come from the same place. Now that's a big deal. It means no one is more trusted to get the job done right and done fast. And to make a big deal even better, buy 3 tires and get the 4th for $1. At your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram dealership.
That's 501. Please pull up.
501. It's a penny. Okay, 501. Where's the penny? A penny.
Now that's a pleasant surprise. Just like finding out that Direct Auto and Life Insurance will always be there for you with a low rate and great services regardless of your driving history. Get a low rate without a credit check at Direct.
It's back. It's Nissan's holiday event. Now with special Black Friday offers.
Right now, save up to $1,000 bonus cash on top of existing offers on select models. Shop your local Nissan store and choose Nissan.com.
This is Black Friday.
Oh my God.
Does anybody want to be part of this?
No.
Well, Chevy has a better way with Black Friday deals all month long.
That's a great idea.
What if you could get up to 20% cash back when you bought it? Bam!
20% back? Awesome.
It's Black Friday. Find your tag and get cash back for 20% of the MSRP on select 2015 vehicles in stock. That's over $4,900 on this Chevy Malibu.
See your South Florida Chevy dealer.
News on WPTV is sponsored by the Marcus Neuroscience Institute.
Welcome back. It's 5:24. It's creamy, it's beefy, it's downright delicious. Just wait till you see the recipe that's coming up next. Here's Howard and the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Recently, we've had a few viewers asking us if we have a recipe for cream chip beef, or as some people call it, SOS. Well, I can honestly say, before now, I've never made it, even though I've eaten it lots of times. And although it's not a trendy recipe, when we find it on the menu at a diner or a truck stop, we can count on some good eating. So let me show you how easy it is to make. The first thing we do is soak a couple jars of sliced dried beef that we've cut into strips in a bowl of warm water. And if you're not familiar with dried beef, you can find it right along with the other canned meats at the market. While that soaks, we stir some seasoned flour into some melted butter and cook it until it comes together. Once it does, we add some milk and a splash or two of Worcestershire sauce. When it boils, we lower the heat, stir in the beef that we've drained, and let it simmer until it thickens up. And we can serve this over anything from simple white toast to homemade biscuits. Top it off with an egg, and you've got a down-home breakfast, or breakfast for dinner, that's comfort at its best. I do hope you'll go online after the news and get the recipe for our cream chip beef, so you can bring back a classic that's soon to be a new favorite. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a comforting way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, we had a late-season hurricane form this week. That hurricane was Kate. Next up on the list would be Larry, but we're not going to see Larry form because the tropics are completely quiet. El Nino is fully in effect and is going to continue to keep a stronghold on the tropics right here. What's left of Hurricane Kate is up here, and it's pushing into the UK. It's going to impact them, give them some strong winds and some heavy rain. Katie, back to you.
It's 5:27 now, and right after the break, leaders worldwide standing with France in the midst of tragedy. Up next, the signs, symbols, and acts of support people are showing all over the world. And the attacks hitting close to home for a restaurant right here in West Palm Beach. How the owner is keeping a digital eye on his relatives in Paris.